Iran's nationwide uprisings marked its 125th day on Wednesday, following yesterday's protests, including official oil ministry employees, which is a reminder of the vast scope of the anti-regime protests seen across Iran and the fragility of the regime in the face of people from all walks of life taking to the streets and bringing to a halt the regime's vital infrastructure. While Iran sits on the world's second largest natural gas and fourth largest crude oil reserves, the Iranian people are suffering from severe cooking and heating gas shortages and are unable to even acquire fuel for their vehicles. Incoming reports from cities across the country show people's outrage and hatred towards Ali Khamenei, the regime in its entirety, and especially the IRGC and paramilitary Basij units. On Wednesday morning, local farmers in Isfahan rallied outside the governor's office in a continuation of their protests that began yesterday. On Tuesday, farmers began protests in face of the regime's corrupt policies and demanding answers. They were seen marching and chanting, "Death to the deceptive government. Raisi, you're a liar. What happened to Zayand Rud River?" Today, the body of martyr Mansur was handed over to his family. Mansur, like many of our Baluch compatriots, did not have a birth certificate and was denied one by the regime. He was shot in the back and wounded on October 1st by the regime's criminal forces and passed away after 108 days under coma, another crime perpetrated by the regime's suppressive forces. Today, the European Parliament made a strong move with a near-unanimous vote on a decision to call on the European Union and member states to proscribe the Iranian regime's IRGC as a terrorist organization. 598 members of the European Parliament voted to adopt an amendment presented by the European Conservatives and Reformist Group that has now become part of the European Parliament's report on the implementation of the common foreign and security policies. The amendment condemns the brutal crackdown by the Iranian regime, including the IRGC, on the demonstrations after the death of Mahsa Amini, following her violent arrest, abuse, and ill treatment by Iran's morality police. Calls for the EU and member states to include the IRGC in the EU's terrorist list is in light of its terrorist activities, the repression of protesters, and its supplying of drones to Russia.